Big botch involving Roman Reigns just 30 seconds into SmackDown New Year's Revolution special. The Rock sends a message after the Bloodline's controversial actions on WWE SmackDown. Charlotte Flair sends a message following surgery. Bianca Belair brutally bashed. Karrion Kross breaks silence after massive debut on WWE SmackDown. Fans attack AEW after massive return on WWE SmackDown. Nick Aldis sends a message to Roman Reigns. Cody Rhodes responds to Paul Heyman's promo from WWE SmackDown. Let's jump right into it. Real reasons why Roman Reigns is in a fatal four-way match at WWE Royal Rumble 2024. On WWE SmackDown New Year's Revolution, Roman Reigns' next challenger was about to be determined as a triple threat match was scheduled for the show, with the winner facing the Tribal Chief at Royal Rumble 2024. However, as the match progressed, there was an unexpected twist with Reigns coming out with the Bloodline and destroying Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and LA Knight. After this, Nick Aldis, who was standing at the ringside watching all the chaos going on, approached Paul Heyman and disclosed that now Roman Reigns will defend his championship in a fatal four-way match at Royal Rumble 2024. The announcement of the special stipulation for the title match surely injects extra anticipation heading into this premium live event. With that said, let's discuss 3 reasons why the Tribal Chief will defend his title in a multiple-man match at Royal Rumble 2024. Number 3. Roman Reigns might be finally losing his championship. One of the possible reasons a fatal four-way match was announced for the Bloodline leader could be to have him lose his undisputed title on the show. Reigns commenced his title reign back in Payback 2020, and since then, he also won the WWE Championship from Brock Lesnar, which eventually led to the creation of the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. However, as we are heading toward WrestleMania 40, the company might be planning for a major twist in the ongoing storyline by putting an end to the Roman's historic title reign. Also, since winning the championship, Roman had rarely defended his title in a multi-man match, raising the chances of him losing at Royal Rumble 2024. Further, in this match, the head of the table could lose his title even without getting pinned. Number 2. To put Roman Reigns in a strong position for WrestleMania 40. As we are steering towards WrestleMania 40, another potential reason behind this fatal four-way match might be to put Roman Reigns in a robust position heading towards the grandest stage of them all. The Tribal Chief is currently speculated for a clash against The Rock at WrestleMania 40, especially after the recent call-out from the People's Champion himself. So winning a multi-man match just before this Mega Samoan showdown will undoubtedly put Reigns in a much firmer position heading towards the shows of shows. Number 1. To add an element of surprise to Royal Rumble 2024. The announcement of the fatal four-way match comes as a surprise to many, as fans were anticipating Randy Orton to emerge as the winner and to clash with the Tribal Chief at Royal Rumble 2024. So another probable reason behind this match could be to generate more buzz for this premium live event. Also, this match adds an element of unpredictability to the show, with the question of whether Roman Reigns will be able to retain his title with the highest threat against his title defense in recent times. This also helps the company to boost ticket sales for the show. Charlotte Flair sends a message following surgery. WWE superstar Charlotte Flair has had a difficult few weeks, suffering a horrific knee injury at the end of 2023. Despite that, seeing the support for the Queen following her surgery has been heartwarming. Charlotte tore her ACL, MCL, and meniscus during a match against Asuka on the December 8, 2023 episode of SmackDown. She underwent surgery a couple of days ago and posted an emotional update on Instagram, with several WWE superstars sending Charlotte their best wishes. Among them were Alexa Bliss, Bianca Belair, and R-Truth, to name a few. SmackDown superstar Shotzi posted an Instagram story last night stating that she misses Charlotte Flair. The 14-time world champion reposted it on her story and added a message to it. "Miss you more, Queen. Rooting for you always," Charlotte Flair shared. "We wish Charlotte Flair the best as she recovers from this surgery. Hopefully, the Queen will return to the ring even better than before." WWE has announced that Charlotte Flair would miss 9 months of in-ring action. That would mean a return could be possible in October 2024. However, it is not certain if the Queen's layoff will remain the same length. Triple H may also opt to save Flair for WrestleMania season in 2025. If that becomes the plan, expect Charlotte Flair to return during next year's Women's Royal Rumble match and possibly win it. There are many potential directions for the second-generation star at WrestleMania 41, especially after she is set to miss this year's edition of the show of shows. It looked like Charlotte was set to face Bianca Belair at WrestleMania in April 2024, so WWE can book that dream match next year instead. The Queen could also reunite with Becky Lynch after they became friends again at Survivor Series War Games 2023. What do you think Charlotte Flair will do when she returns from injury? Bianca Belair brutally bashed. Former WWE employee and on-screen manager Dutch Mantel recently spoke about Bianca Belair's segment on SmackDown in New Year's Revolution with Bayley and the rest of the Damage Control. The dominant women's faction was backstage after Io Sky's win over Mia Yim when Bianca showed up. The ESD of WWE made it clear that she was winning the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble match and going after EO's Women's Championship. While speaking on the latest episode of Sportskeeda Wrestling's Smack Talk podcast, Mantell felt that the segment involving Bianca Belair was just too casual. He questioned what was stopping Damage Control from attacking Belair at that moment. The former WWE manager stated that Bianca should have been armed with a stick just to dissuade the heel faction from attacking her. "I don't really like the interview with Bianca Belair. I just didn't. It didn't grab me. She walks in there with 5 girls. I'm thinking like, hey, they beat the out of everybody else. Why don't they just beat the shit out of her right now?" That's what I'm thinking as a fan. All of a sudden, she's standing there and she goes, "Oh, by the way." She was too casual with it, I think. Maybe she'd have come up with a stick or something and said, "Hey, don't even think about it, because I gotta tell you something, girl." Now, she could have got the same point across in a different way, in an aggressive way, Dutch Mantell said. After the encounter, the Damage Control members told Bayley that she should handle Bianca. WWE later announced that the two women will collide next week on SmackDown. Are you excited for the match between Bayley and Bianca? Karrion Kross breaks silence after massive debut on WWE SmackDown. WWE SmackDown, New Year's Evil hosted the arrival of a massive faction led by Karrion Kross. The former NXT champion broke his silence after making an impact on the latest edition of the show. Kross hasn't had the best of times on the main roster. The company has given him many start-stop pushes, and he has been reduced to enhancement talent in recent months. The creative team has handed the two-time NXT champion a second life by aligning him with one of the most dominant tag teams in sports entertainment, Authors of Pain. Kross and Scarlett hinted at Author of Pain and Paul Ellering's return to SmackDown in a vignette. They brought back the three men on Friday night to interrupt Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Akam and Rezar attacked the Street Profits out of nowhere, while Karrion Kross went after Bobby Lashley. The debuting heelish faction took down the men in suits to make a statement on SmackDown. Following their action, the Herald of Doomsday took to Instagram to break his silence. He posted a photo of the debuting faction and a message for the WWE Universe. "Happy New Year." At WWE #SmackDown, said Kross. Authors of Pain returned to television after a long time. Akam and Rezar can take over the tag team division if booked correctly. The return of Paul Ellering is also a good move, as he can steer the two big men once they move away from Kross and Scarlett. Karrion Kross's newest associates, Authors of Pain, were initially released by the company in September 2020. They spent a long time away from the company and did not do many shows on other promotions. It was reported that WWE had secretly signed Akam and Rezar sometime in 2022. They were not assigned to any roster and did not debut until the first week of 2024. Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain could make a mark on SmackDown if they work together. They could be a legitimate threat to the bloodline if WWE books them well going forward. Kross has the looks and talent to become a big star. Triple H could look to replicate his success in NXT on the main roster with a new faction. Do you think the bloodline should be afraid after the arrival of a new faction? Fans attack AEW after massive return on WWE SmackDown. This week's episode of WWE SmackDown, themed New Year's Revolution, was another action-packed night, which was elevated by a surprise return of a popular tag team. The tag team in question is the Authors of Pain, who showed up to align with Karrion Kross. The Authors of Pain was first released by WWE back in 2020 as part of the Stanford-based company's budget cuts. However, in recent months, there were several rumors swirling around about the duo possibly being brought back by the global wrestling juggernaut. The duo's return finally came to fruition on this week's episode of SmackDown New Year's Revolution, where Akam and Rezar, alongside Paul Ellering, aligned with Karrion Kross and Scarlett. The duo attacked Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, making a clear statement about their intentions to wreak havoc on everybody in their paths. This quickly became the talk of the town, with the fans coming out in droves to react to the dominant duo's shocking appearance on the blue brand. Most users on Twitter seemed ecstatic about Akam and Rezar's return to WWE after 3 years. However, there was a certain section of viewers that also pointed out the live crowd gave the Authors of Pain a lukewarm reception. The Authors of Pain was at the top of its game as Seth Rollins' on-screen allies before the COVID-19 pandemic struck. However, an injury to Rezar in March 2020 derailed plans for them. After months of absence, they were released from the Stanford-based promotion in September of that year. During an interview last year, the duo shed light on exiting WWE on good terms. There was no ill will, nothing negative about it. It was a time when COVID-19 had just started and we were actually in a pretty big storyline at the time, but what happened was we couldn't travel anymore. COVID-19 was very, very strong. We were asked to do something, go back, but we opted out of it. We didn't feel comfortable doing it, Akam said. With WWE's tag team division firing on all cylinders, the addition of the Authors of Pain is sure to make a big impact if they are booked properly in the coming months. Do you think the Authors of Pain could win the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship down the line? Nick Aldis sends a message to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns and the Bloodline seem to have a plan to avoid having the Tribal Chief defend his undisputed WWE Universal Championship at the 2024 Royal Rumble. However, their plan backfired, and a 37-year-old star sent a message to the Bloodline on social media following SmackDown New Year's Revolution. The fans were looking forward to the massive triple threat #1 contenders match involving LA Knight, Randy Orton, and AJ Styles to crown Roman Reigns' next challenger. The match saw all three men hit some of their best moves to make a statement in the main event of the night. LA Knight caught Orton with the BFT, but Styles appeared just in time to stop the WWE referee from counting the 3 count. It was all downhill for the three superstars from their run, as Roman Reigns appeared with the Bloodline to beat down all 3 competitors and end the match without a result. The Tribal Chief and the Bloodline's plan backfired soon after when General Manager Nick Aldis arrived to tell Paul Heyman the new booking for the match at the 2024 Royal Rumble. Aldis announced that Roman Reigns would defend his undisputed WWE Universal Championship in a fatal 4-way match against LA Knight, Randy Orton, and AJ Styles. Following the massive announcement, Nick Aldis took to Instagram to send a message to the Tribal Chief and his special counsel, Paul Heyman. "Your move at Roman Reigns," Nick Aldis shared. Nick Aldis is proving to be a much stronger general manager of WWE SmackDown by booking some big matches. His latest announcement puts him in the direct line of fire from the Bloodline. It will be interesting to see how he handles Roman Reigns and his men in the coming weeks. Cody Rhodes has been waiting to finish the story for a rather long time now. It looks like the American Nightmare is still far from winning his first World Championship in WWE. While speaking on the latest episode of Sportskeeda Wrestling's Smack Talk podcast, former WWE manager Dutch Mantell stated that Cody should not face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 to win his first world title. Instead, he should tell a story similar to his dad's, the late Dusty Rhodes, to win it after a while. In Cody's defense, he's doing the long struggle. I mean, Dusty Rhodes didn't do it in 6 months. It took him a couple of years. You talk about hard times, that's what it is. So I think the longer it takes him, actually the better for him. Cause he's trying to live up to his dad, and can he get there or can he not get there? Dutch Mantell said. The fans will erupt as soon as the American Nightmare gets his hands on the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. However, it could be a wise decision to make them wait a little longer. Will Roman Reigns finally lose his title at the 2024 Royal Rumble? Cody Rhodes responds to Paul Heyman's promo from WWE SmackDown. The Bloodline member Paul Heyman addressed Cody Rhodes, The Rock, and CM Punk during this week's episode of WWE SmackDown, themed New Year's Revolution. Taking to social media, Rhodes reacted to Heyman's comments. Last year at WrestleMania 39, the American Nightmare was unsuccessful in his attempt to dethrone Roman Reigns and win the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Taking to Twitter, Rhodes posted his famous eavesdropping gif as he responded to Heyman's comments from SmackDown New Year's Revolution. After losing to Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania 39, Cody Rhodes opened up about his unsuccessful attempt to dethrone the Tribal Chief. While speaking to Robbie Fox of My Mom's Basement, Rhodes explained how he motivated himself to get back on track. Cody Rhodes said, "I was just sitting there in the ring with my hands draped across my knees, and you could see me telling myself, I verbally told myself to get up. And the only thing I learned from being in a WrestleMania main event, I know everybody was like, oh my gosh, WrestleMania main event, hardest match to get into, oh, your dad never did that. All that stuff." Rhodes went on, "The only thing I learned was, well, I gotta get back. I gotta get back and I gotta win. I can't call it. I gotta win." That was bittersweet. I mean, more bitter than anything. The only thing I was trying to do was look at as many fans as I could and let them know it'll be okay. It was a very tense, awkward, cold feeling at WrestleMania 39, so it opens up opportunities for WrestleMania 40 perhaps to be a different feeling. Cody Rhodes has entered the 2024 Men's Royal Rumble match and is hoping to challenge Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship once again at WrestleMania 40. Would you be interested in Rhodes versus Reigns Part 2? Big botch involving Roman Reigns just 30 seconds into SmackDown New Year's Revolution special. Roman Reigns was spotted coming out of his car in the opening segment of SmackDown's New Year's Revolution special. As soon as he got out, Kayla Braxton was raided with a question, only for a big botch. It was hardly half a minute into the first SmackDown of 2024 when Braxton was presumably going to ask Roman Reigns about The Rock's big question on Raw. However, due to a production team botch, she was inaudible. All Reigns did was laugh at the question, walking away without answering her. The New Year's Revolution would be a massive night for the Tribal Chief. He came to see who he would face at the 2024 Royal Rumble: Randy Orton, AJ Styles, or LA Knight. It will undoubtedly be an interesting 3 months for the head of the table, with major speculation over who his WrestleMania 40 opponent could be, The Rock or Cody Rhodes. Who would you like to see the Tribal Chief face at the grandest stage of them all? We'll have to wait and see. As of now, we're going to witness something big for the 2024 Royal Rumble. The Rock sends a message after the Bloodline's controversial actions on WWE SmackDown. On Monday Night Raw, Day 1, The Rock returned to WWE and teased a match against Roman Reigns. Taking to Twitter/X, he sent another message after the Bloodline's actions from SmackDown. This week on SmackDown New Year's Revolution, Paul Heyman addressed The Rock on behalf of the tribal chief. The wise man stated that for the people's champion to sit at the head of the table, he must be invited to a dinner of relevancy. Later on the show, the Bloodline destroyed Randy Orton, LA Knight, and AJ Styles during the #1 Contenders Triple Threat match. The group's controversial actions led to Nick Aldis booking a fatal four-way title bout between Reigns, Orton, Knight, and Styles at Royal Rumble. Taking to Twitter/X, The Rock reflected on his epic return at Raw, Day 1 after SmackDown. He stated that his latest return was different from past comebacks. 25+ years of sacred connection with the people that I'll forever honor. This eruption at the end just hit different. I've experienced some very loud crowd pops, but this was different. Layers. Chills till people's champ, wrote The Rock. According to Eric Bischoff, The Rock needs to face Roman Reigns at the WWE Elimination Chamber Premium Live event. Speaking on the Strictly Business podcast, the wrestling veteran mentioned that having the Great One compete in Australia would be best for WWE's international market. He said, Rock showing up in Perth right before WrestleMania and the headlines that's going to get is only going to make future international expansion even more profitable. It's a great calling card. Reigns himself has yet to address The Rock and his comments. The Great One will also have to wait before receiving a title shot, as the tribal chief is set to put his title on the line against 3 different superstars at Royal Rumble. Do you wish to see Reigns versus The Rock in 2024?
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head.